And we're live.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a wonderful show and tell. We're here at Adafruit headquarters. It's me, Lady Ada, and Mr. Lady Ada, and we will be hostess and host for your evening tonight. So please have a drink and some hors d'oeuvres and show off your project. We're going to start off with Tony and Don Pedro, and then Roberto, VJ, Alex, and C. Scott. Mute your mics until we call on you, and then take 2 or 3 minutes to show off your project. We have to get out of here at 7:55. So please make sure we're done by 7:55. Okay, kick it off, Tony.
Hey, yeah. So I've got a little project here. It's a Blinky LED. This is a teensy 3.1, and it's just blinking, which normally is pretty boring. But the cool thing is that the code that's blinking this LED is actually the Rust programming language, which is kind of a new thing that's only been around for a few years. And it's a language that Mozilla actually helped create, or kind of put a lot of efforts behind to rewrite their web browser with. And it's a systems language like C or C++, but it has some really interesting ideas about memory management and just rethinking how to build just system software. But the cool thing is, because it's just C and C, that it's like a systems language, it can actually interoperate with C code. So what I'm able to do is call C functions and create Rust code that can be called by other C code. So I took all of the teensy libraries, the Arduino libraries, and those just compile down to object files, and I can write Rust code that calls those functions. So like the pin mode and the digital write and the delay functions, I don't have to write all that in Rust, and like I don't have to write a whole hardware abstraction layer. You know, all of that is done for me in C, and I can just write the loop and the main function or the setup function in Rust and loop it into the code and link it into the code, and it just works. So it's kind of interesting to get started and play around with this. It's something where it's not a big primary focus of Rust right now, of like embedded development, but it's something where I think they're looking at in the future, trying to support it more. And because it has some interesting features, like the one big thing about Rust is that it can manage memory, not in like the garbage collector kind of sense, but it has more of the compiler is looking at how you're using variables and what parts of the code own that variable, and it can better manage that. So, and I'm not actually a big expert on Rust yet, but I wanted to play around with it and see. So just kind of a neat little hack. It's really very manual. Like you kind of need to go in and understand how Arduino is compiling the code and pull out all the object files. But it's a cool thing to start playing with. And the one thing too is you can only use it with processors that LLVM, which is a special compiler, supports. And so that's why I have to use the teensy, because unfortunately LLVM doesn't support the AVR processors on a typical Arduino. And I was really hoping eventually I'd love to be able to use it with the ESP8266. But LLVM doesn't support. It has this crazy Extensa architecture. So maybe in the future, at some point, if there's an LLVM expert out there that wants to get their hands dirty supporting the Extensa architecture, you could do some cool stuff with it. But yeah, just playing around with Rust and trying to see how to use it in embedded systems.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for the demo. Can you you were showing this to me earlier, and I was like, can you write a tutorial for this? And I'd like to, if you could, that'd be great, because I think people have been asking about it, and it would be really neat to see.
Yeah, what I could do, I'll do a little blog post, because that's how I learned this. There's some good blog posts out there that say, here's how to do Rust, and they're a little bit out of date because like the language itself only just hit the 1.0 version, I think like a month ago. So it's a few things have changed since then, and to actually link it against Arduino code, you have to do a little bit of annoying things. Like the one big problem is loop is a keyword in the Rust language, so you can't make a function called loop. And the problem is Arduino code expects to link against a function called loop. So I had to make a little C function called loop that calls an Arduino loop function, and then I implement Arduino loop in Rust. So you do some weird little hacks with it. But I can write it up as like a blog post just to show people, here's some early ideas. But yeah, I think eventually you can maybe use like with the Arduino Due and any of the ARM processors like the Zero, those would probably work too. So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tony. Next up, Nelly and Pedro from Adafruit Southeast.
Hey, what's up, guys? Audio check real quick.
Don't sound like a robot.
Okay.
We're humans,
good.
yay.
All right, cool. So what we have for you this week, this is the 3rd week now. We're finally ready.
Everything's done tumbling.
Yay! Everything's done. This is the Adafruit Chess set, folks. This is Circuit Playground characters designed as chess pieces, yeah? So we've been working on this for a good 3 weeks now because there's just a lot of parts to print, and it's a good use of this metal-type filament. So this is a combination of 2 filament. Well, not combination like one part, but using copper fill and bronze fill filaments from Color Fab. Sorry, I'm just going all over the place because these things are so shiny. I can't focus right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've gone through a couple spools of stuff because we've been prototyping and testing, trying to find out the right settings to make everything look really nice. But we have a pretty good polishing tutorial and workflow down now, so we can get these really nice parts. Yeah. So, folks, if you guys are looking to make something similar, it's good stuff to use, color pad stuff. But what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and start kind of doing some photos, taking some video clips of the set, and then we'll throw it up on Thingiverse and release it out, with whatever license. Like that, whatever license, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that'll be happening over the weekend, I suppose. But everything here is 3D printed again. Like the chessboard is all modular, foldable, puzzle piece type thing.
Fast, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it does definitely look cast, and
the weight on them too. They're
pretty heavy. Yeah, you can still get a kick out of the weight because you can
cause some damage if that falls.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah, we go over go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so we talk more about it on their show tomorrow, and a couple things that we found too.
Yeah, a bunch of CAD techniques.
Yeah, just some details on like medium and tumblers and things. So be sure to check that out. It'll be tomorrow, like 10 a.m. or something like that, because we did today.
The 3D Thursday show. This is actually this project is an example of one of the reasons that it would be nice not to have DRM filament, because you got to use all different types of filament, new ones that just came out, and they were not authorized by the 3D printer that you were using. Okay, and so that's why we post about it on Adafruit, because it's cool that you were able to experiment with all these different things and you weren't tied to one specific printer or one specific filament maker. You were able to do different things. We all lived through like ink cartridges for a while. That sucked.
Yeah, we actually had one of those ink cartridges where you could fill it in. It's like about that. Yeah, we still have it actually. But other than that, good stuff all around.
Okay.
All
right.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
What was that?
There's a kid here, so we should skip to this one.
Okay, we're gonna skip around.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So can we go to Alex next? Hey, Alex. Can you unmute your mic?
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Project.
Hi.
Yes. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Alex Martinez. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm actually new to this community here in the island. We're trying to build a makerspace. And a couple of months ago, I used a project with LEDs. I use a Gemma, and I used to play with my kid, play tag, and he always said that he win every time. So a capacitive sensor with conductive fabric. This is his hand, and with scissors I cut his hand, and we made a capacitive. So when I touch, or another kid touched the shirt, the Blinky LEDs lights in the park. So this is to play with Ian and my other sons.
Awesome. Looking good. Hey.
So that's it.
Project. Thank you so much for
cool.
sharing.
Well, email support@adafruit.com and you get an Ask Ian on the show and tell sticker, which can be used to tag someone and say, tag, you're it.
Tag, you're it. No.
All right.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
Okay, thanks, Alex. All right, do you want to go?
Yeah, so let's go to
VJ?
Yeah, VJ.
Hey, VJ, how's it going?
Hey, VJ. Unmute your mic. We're getting there.
Let's see.
Not yet. So close.
There.
There you go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, we can hear you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, so when I'm not doing VJ shows and stuff, I love going to estate sales and auctions and getting old, cool retro stuff. So, and then upcycling them. And this is my latest project. So I have this travel bar. Maybe I should be back a bit. I'm doing this from my phone. And it's basically a suitcase, but when you open it up, it inside has a whole array of
That's fun.
That's cool.
And what I've done is removed the outside panel. This is a really simple project electronically. It was all the construction of it was the difficult part. But I have installed a button on the inside. So, well, this is what it looks like from the front. I put some L wire on this fabric, on this leather that I have to still adhese this to the thing, but and I installed a button in here, or a transformer pack for the L wire. And let me just turn this on real quick. I can't do this from the
It's hard to drink
when you have the button inside, it's got a martini glass.
It's cocktail time.
Now you know what it's time to drink.
Yeah.
Yes. And so you can blink it or have it solid.
That's awesome.
So,
it's like you have a neon sign for your portable bar.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was trying to make it dark enough in here that you could see it well.
Yeah, I guess
No, you can see it. I like how the fabric you're using is going to match the suitcase. It won't even be noticeable.
Yeah, I know. And it originally came with like this padded vinyl stuff from the 70s or 60s or whatever. So I removed those panels. I had to clean it up a bit on the plastic, and I just got some leather and I cut it to fit in here, and I'll have a panel on the back, but that side won't have the L wire on it. So, but very cool, huh?
Yeah.
This is great. I love it.
When you show up at like parties, you put it's like you're packed and ready to rock.
Well, only after you turn on the button. Though.
Only after turn on the button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
Thank you for showing off this party. What a great project. I love it. It's like it's like got this 50s style plus like LED or EL wire.
Yeah. Well, email support@adafruit.com. You'll get an as seen on the show and tell sticker for one of the shot glasses in there.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent.
All right, thanks, VJ.
All right, next up. I think you're going to go to tie-dyed everything, and then we're going to go to Roberto.
Hey.
Tie-dyed everything. How you doing?
You are totally fulfilling the tie-dye expectation I had. Thank you so much.
Everything's tie-dyed.
Okay. My project isn't working completely right, but I can still show it physically. Software isn't running quite right. But earlier in the school year, my Spanish teacher actually talked to me about doing a robotics project based on a Spanish manual, because I'm a robotics person, and he wanted to help me learn Spanish. In the end, we didn't follow the manual completely because it's called for a microcontroller I've never heard of and couldn't find anywhere. But this is the end product. It's a combination of 3D printed parts as well as a few kits from Amazon. It's powered off of an Arduino Uno and a dual H bridge. And actually, this part, if I can get it untangled, attaches to my school laptop and will sit on the robot like this. So the robot will actually drive the laptop around, and the laptop will be connected to it through a USB port, and it will be communicating over serial. And it uses a processing sketch to control the robot, so you can actually drive it around with a wireless keyboard.
Oh, interesting. I see. So you're using the laptop as a way to make the wireless link.
Yeah, I did an entire presentation on it completely in Spanish, and the processing sketch can actually speak a little bit of Spanish and English, just playing pre-rendered audio files.
This is a cool way to learn another language.
That's cool. You're like I love robotics, and then you're going to transfer that love of robotics into Spanish, and it's working out. So is that did you finish that class?
Yeah, I finished it a couple weeks ago.
All right.
I did get a really good grade on this, but I spent a lot of time working on it.
Excellent. All right, well, the fun's not ending there. You're going to get a scene on the show and tell sticker that you can put on the robot. Email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send one out to you right away. What is the robot is good in Spanish?
I don't remember that.
It'd be...
I'm not fluent in Spanish.
Bueno, right?
No, and Pedro, you speak fluent Spanish, right?
Do they?
Yeah. It's robot es bueno?
Es muy bueno.
I don't know. I don't want to mess it up.
Dolor de cabeza. Okay, let's go. All right, let's...
I took French. I don't know what's wrong with me.
we took Chinese. Just a little side story. We took Chinese, and I was Lady Ada was who I had to keep up with. That did not work out at all. The instructor.
I can't keep up with your drinking, and you can keep up with my Chinese. So that's.
I think that's the problem.
That's
I think
a good match.
Yeah, but she was like speaking like almost like perfect Mandarin, and I was just like so dumb. So I was like a house cat compared to you. It's so true.
Actually, the house cat could speak better Mandarin than you too.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, all right. Next up, Roberto. How's it going, Roberto? Welcome
Hey,
back.
Roberto.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me back today. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, today I have some updates to show for the Pixel app I've been working on. There's a few features, namely you can upload a picture on the fly, animated or still-wise, and then it'll show up in the list dynamically. There's also a new clock mode that I've added. If folks want to look at the updated tutorial, they can see screenshots and you know, more details on that. That's on the Adafruit learning system that I just updated today. And just for demo, I want to show the clock. I hope it comes out. It's really a what is it? Kind of drowned out.
Yeah.
All right.
I definitely see. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh no, you see that? That's bright.
Yeah. So I have mine set to Central Time, so it's kind of off from what y'all would expect in New York. This one was really a really cool project to work on because it let me revisit trigonometry. The initial clock that I used had very thin lines for the hands and seconds, so I had to figure out how to make them wide enough to be visible on a 32 by 32 as well as the other variants that the Pixel supports. Then I think the other feature I want to mention is that there are some command line switches that were donated by a fella named, I think his name's Justin. So it was like the first pull request that I ever got from GitHub. So that was a cool experience to like have a third person contribute to the project.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you let it run like, for like 3 o'clock, all the up, down, left, right, the hand looks like a spade. But other than like this semi-deformity, you can tell what time it is. It's just that it's not the perfect hand, but then again, I'm only working with like a 32 by 32 resolution.
It definitely looks like it says 6.
No, it's almost 7 o'clock.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Texas, we're almost at 7.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me again, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you, Roberto.
this is cool.
Always great to have you on the show.
Yeah. I like how LEDs are so bright. It looks like the universe is breaking open and there's just like light pouring out of it. It's cool.
All right, you also get a show and tell sticker to put on.
Yeah, as always.
As
Email
always.
support at adafruit.com.
You know this thing.
All right, say Scott.
See, Scott, give us a 3 to 4 minute overview of these knobs.
Okay, well this is, you've seen, this is the first Chromineus I made. Well, this is the second one. This is the one for Doug. It's all done and calibrated. It basically is revision 1.1 solves all of the minor bugs that were in revision 1.0. I did add a couple of new features. One of them is a sample and hold, which uses the noise source as a what you are sampling, and then it's clocked by one of the oscillators, and the effect is you store random voltages to use to modulate things, like the filter, for example. So you hear it stepping randomly, but you can also, I can switch in the oscillators just as easily and get to step random voltages in your 1970s robot computers and whatever, speaking to each other. But I'm shipping that one off tomorrow. In the meantime, just today, I got the front panel in for my filter. Let me get it closer to the camera here.
Ooh, that's a nice.
Yeah, this is Front Panel Express. They do pretty good work, I think. I learned a few tricks to make it cheaper, like you take the entire front panel and you make it a single HVGL plotter file, and then put it into their layout program as a single entity, and you save like $13 off the panel price. Anyway, it's going to have, they charge you by individual items that are etched, and if it's just one item, you charge one. A certain amount for the size of the item, but it's better than having individual dial scales and dark crystal symbol and whatever. But then it's going to assemble together. I've just started fitting, make sure parts line up it's going to, here's the actual filter. This is the one that goes in my 5U, my Moog size. But it's just going to plug straight on the back of this. And when it's all done, I won't be able to show it next week because I want to visit my folks. But a couple weeks out, I'll have this running before I send it off to Robert. And finally, the switches I use on the version 1.0 and 1.1 are these tiny little OS 2020 things you can get from DigiKey C&K. That's a 2 by 2 millimeter switch handle. The problem is you see that the profile is so shallow. I want to put a front panel on top of the Chrominus where the knobs come through. Well, the switches won't. Well, 3D printing to the rescue. I made a switch handle extension, and it plugs onto the top of the handle so that you can move it, and you'll have this new switch handle poking through the panel.
Okay.
This is kind of what I wanted to get into 3D printing for, is making little piece parts that will either replace a broken piece in a vintage synthesizer, or in this case, make the switches that won't work with the front panel work with a front panel. And that's pretty much it for me this week.
That's an excellent use of 3D printers.
This is actually we did the 303. Like we had to cut the knobs.
Yeah.
It's like a hacksaw. Annoying.
Yeah.
Because they were all.
You wouldn't do an injection molding just for this thing, so. All right. Well, that's everybody tonight. Thank you so much, VJ. Thank you, Tony, Don Pedro, Alex, and do whatever. Go for it.
Tony, where's your cat? The same thing.
That's nice. Okay, we'll see everybody in Ask an Engineer in 5 minutes.
Do you guys build rooms yet?
No, but I'm getting that split supply in. Finally.
Oh, cool. Let me know about that, because I want to make a couple changes to that thing, and I'll talk later.
I had to find four factories. Finally, one would make it for me.
Woo!
I did it.
You get it as ordered on the show and tell sticker. Okay, we'll see you guys in a minute.